I'm Susan McNeil, a writer filmmaker. Welcome back to my blog and Happy New Year! Even though it's the 14th, it doesn't matter. It's still a new year. So, how are those resolutions coming on? Let me know in the comments. So, speaking of resolutions, I want to inspire you. Honestly, 2024 was a great year in the sense of resolution wise for me. I don't know if you remember a couple of vlogs ago, I talked about reading my diary over the years because I keep a diary, and one of the advantages of that is that you can read it and see where you were a couple of years ago. So I noticed that since 20, I would say 17, 18 especially, all the way till 2023, my resolutions were essentially the same kind of thing, like very similar. And then year after year after year, like 7 years we're talking, and then none of it ever came true. And I realized, nah, 2024 things have to be different. And so what I did is that I clamped down on specific things, and then I decided, that's what I'm going to work on. So when it comes to resolutions, the 3Ds are most important: discipline, dedication, and determination. You have to really want it. It's not enough just to say it or to say, oh, this is my new Year's resolution, new year, new me. Nah. It's not going to work unless you get to a point that it's something you really, really need. And honestly, as of the beginning of 2024, I just did not like myself. I did not like where I was. I just did not like a lot of things. And so I decided to do something about it. I essentially had 5 main resolutions, which I was planning on working towards for 2024. The first one, I wanted to lose weight, man. Yo, at this time last year, I was 90 kg, and that's the heaviest I've ever been, and I hated it. So I worked on myself, started gymming really hard. I used to gym before, but now I put in more effort. I really clamped down on the diet, and by the end of the year, I was 12 kg lighter. So, and got a bunch of muscles to show. It doesn't show in this, but it's there. So yeah, that's one way I worked on myself, and I was determined. A second one is I really wanted to work on my spiritual life, like with prayer specifically. I'm the kind of person, I always read my Bible, I always have my devotions. That's not a problem for me. But you see that prayer, prayer, it's hard. 1 second, like it doesn't even matter what I'm doing, where I am. I will literally think I'll be in the zone, I'm like praying. Next thing, I'm gone. I'm mentally gone. So I had to work on myself. I said no, to concentrate, to like just be in the moment when I'm praying, and honestly to pray specific prayers and not to give up, because a lot of the times you just feel like God doesn't care or he's not listening, but he actually is. But you just have to, like, I guess, invoke his spirit. You have to just pray on things. And honestly, by the end of last year, one of my major requests that I've been praying essentially for 2.5 years finally came true. So no, it works. I'm not saying everything you pray for will come to pass, but the truth is that you just have to try. You just have to be in the zone. You have to really, really be there in the spirit. And I think if you show up for God, he'll show up for you. After all, the Bible says if you run to him, he'll run to you. My third one was to publish another book by the end of 2024. I actually made this goal June 2023. I said, okay, by December 2024, I want to publish another book. So that gave me a year and a half to write it. And guys, even though it felt impossible, oh, with God's help, I did it. I did it. So yeah, determination, guys, determination. And you see, people talk about, manifestations and putting things in the universe or putting out in the ether. And even though that's true to a degree, hard work, girl. I think by making those declarations and goals and plans, it gives you something to work at. I had a teacher who always said, a dream without a deadline is nothing but a wish. And it's so true. Giving yourself a deadline and creating actual avenues so that you can work, honestly, it produces results. And that result is this. And guys, don't worry, there'll be a whole vlog about this, in fact more than one. But yeah, hit me up if you're interested in copies. Both ebooks and hard copies are available, so let me know. Fourth one was to read more. So me, I'm always reading, but honestly it got to a point that I was doing like 2 to 3 books a year, and that was just sad. Old me was doing like a book a week, but of course, new me is older, I'm working, I have a kid, it's not the same. So that's why I gave myself a realistic goal. I'm gonna try and do 1 book a month, and I did. By the end of the year, I'd read 12 novels, excluding all the non-fiction I was reading. So I was very proud about that. And the fifth one was a general goal to just be a better mother, in the sense of like shout. I know we're African, we got to shout on those kids, man. But I had to really, really work on that, and I don't know if it paid off because I think she's naughty and rude than she's ever been. But it's okay. At least I'm not screaming at her. I'm talking to her more, and I'm not definitely not spanking her as much as I used to. So I've been working on being a more zen parent, and honestly, it's been working. I'm proud of myself. Sometimes she would do the most outrageous things, and I will be so calm. And even I'll be like, wow, you're calm about this. And I'm like, I guess, it's habits, working on it daily, and eventually to just be part of you. And now I can't even imagine overreacting with the things she does. In fact, I'm getting the exact opposite. My parents are like, oh, you're spoiling this child. But I'm not spoiling her. I'm just trying to be a more chilled parent. Now, I know that gentle parenting doesn't work all the time, but at least for a lot of things, it works. So I'm proud of myself that I was able to achieve that. So yeah, I'm not telling you guys all this to brag. I'm honestly telling you this to inspire you. I know like resolutions and goals just seem giant and vague, but honestly, cut it into bite pieces and just take it one step at a time. And then there's always that saying of eat that frog. If you've ever read the book, it's about procrastinating. Don't procrastinate. Just do your hardest thing do it first, and then yeah. So yeah, part of my goals of last year was just deciding to be a morning person and waking up earlier. I started waking up at 5:30 a.m. and I've never done that in my entire life. And honestly, that helped me. When I wake up early, then I'm able to start the day with God, read a nonfiction, get myself ready, get my kid ready, take her off to crash, then head to the gym, come back and work. So that's a schedule that worked for me. So you create something that works for you. Don't look at what anyone else is doing. Create it specifically for you, and you'll be able to achieve your goals. Remember, they have to be something you really, really want. You have to get to the point that you're like, I can't take where I'm at anymore, and I need a change. I believe that deep down, that's when resolutions actually work, because most of these resolutions, like I said, I've had them for years. The last couple of years, they're all similar. Oh, I want to be more spiritual. But I never actually worked on it. And this 2024, I actually worked on it. So my only fear for 2025 is that I'll get burned out. But I love what someone said. He said, don't trip over imaginary things. 2024 and 2025, they're the same thing. We're the ones that give it dates. The sun rises and it sets, and the next day begins. Sun rises and it sets, the next day begins. So it doesn't matter the dates. We humans put those dates. So it's better to just see it as one long year, as opposed to the break, like, oh, I have to be new again, I have to revamp myself. Because honestly, I worked throughout the holiday, including and especially with keeping in shape, I didn't take any breaks. And so my fear for January is like, oh no, what if like I don't feel like doing anything? But it's like, no, it's the same thing. Just keep working at it. I'm not 100% there where I would like to be, but in all these resolutions I mentioned, but I would love to be even better, and I can only be better by working hard and improving myself, and that's exactly what I plan to do. So 2025, here we go. The resolutions are pretty much similar, but I'm sure, but if I think about it, I'll probably add more. I think out of my resolutions, the one I struggled with the most was the prayer part, so I just want to be reinvigorated for it. And yeah, I'll draw even closer to God so he can draw even closer to me, and hopefully by the end of this year I will only be singing praises, thanks, and everything. So yeah, I hope this really inspired you guys. Please let me know what your resolutions are, and let me see if I have tips for you. All right, thank you so much for being with me, and remember, let me know. They'll just stay tuned. There'll be a whole vlog about it. So yeah, love you guys, and thanks for sticking with me with my long-winded vlogs and my videos and all that. I really, really appreciate your support. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next vlog. Bye.